What's up, guys? This is Puerto Rican Boy, and this is part 19 of Jack 2. And right now we're finally gonna enter Mars Tomb. Wow. Mars Tomb has a very odd entrance. What's with these security doors? So as soon as we revealed the location of Mars Tomb, the Baron installed these security doors into the tomb's entrance, as if he knew where it was already.
You did it, Jack.
Plot hole, I guess.
Actually found Mars Tomb.
Great. Now what? We send this poor kid into a meat grinder?
This is the day I've long awaited, to finally hold the fabled precursor stone in my hands.
You must be cautious, child. The tests of manhood are sure to be fraught with peril, and Mars Air must face them alone.
It's okay, kid. You can do it. It's just a deep, pitch black, sure to be filled to the brim with painful death old tomb. I wouldn't go in there.
Welcome, heir of Mar. Finally, the chosen one stands before me. Enter and prove yourself worthy to claim the ancient birthright. No. This child is too young to face the tests.
What? No! Do something, Jack!
Jack, remember the sure to be filled to the brim with painful death part?
Great tree limbs! He's going to face the tests.
No, he's gone to his death.
Freeze!
This is it, we're finally at Mars Tomb. And one thing about this level is, unlike the Baron's Palace, this is actually a bit more bigger and a bit more non-linear. There's two different paths. Each of them are two different tests of manhood. Yeah, somehow you have to prove your manhood by going through these very dangerous and life-threatening tests. I guess back then, manhood was considered a different thing back then. Like, I wonder what the standards are today, how it compares to back then. I mean, in order to be considered a man, you have to be able to pole jump, kill giant poisonous spiders, make precarious jumps across platforms that spew out spikes at you, and of course solve a few puzzles. Wow, it took a lot to be a man back then. If you fall down and you don't feel like going back up, or you don't feel like just respawning or something, you could use the jet board. But, you know, you'll fall down so far down that you might as well just die rather than just use a jet board. It doesn't even matter. This is platforming. This isn't hard. Like, seriously, anyone who has difficulty with this really needs to kill themselves. Ow. One thing I should have mentioned is that just before you land, not as soon as you jump though. So before you touch the ground, if you spin kick, you won't receive any damage. Sort of like the ground pound from Super Mario 64. Or you can use the jet board. And the jet board doesn't matter how far you fall down, you will never take damage. And now we pull off an Indiana Jones, running away from a boulder. I'd play some Indiana Jones music, but I'm gonna assume that's copyrighted. And of course, you know, the government is getting on everyone's ass about copyright infringement, so you know. Do not watch this part if you're afraid of spiders. You may skip. Actually, you can still watch this part because, well, the rest of the video won't have a giant spider. But, you know, you may skip to a certain point in time if you're really scared of spiders. You may also be exempt from being called a man, if you are a man, that is. If you are a male viewer and you are too afraid to watch this because of the spider, you may skip the video or to another point into this video, and you are also exempt from being called a man. That's what I wanted to say. This isn't that hard. Well, one thing that might be challenging, of course, is one thing I always have a problem with chasing scenes in video games is that because it's focused more on what's chasing you, the camera angle, you don't actually see the obstacles in your way until the obstacle is like right in front of you. So that's one issue I always have. So the reason why I didn't have a problem with that section was because I did kind of memorize the layout of the level. Yeah, it's kind of sad, isn't it? Hey, I like Jack too. What can I say? So yeah, I really just try to memorize the layout of the level as you go. It will take some trial and error because, again, you know, when you're getting chased like that, the camera angle is focused a lot more on what's chasing you rather than the actual obstacles you need to jump over. But whatever. And that's it. That's the first test of manhood. Now we have to do the second one without Daxter. One thing that's funny is that even though you don't have Daxter, your animations when you use your attacks are still kind of the same. So what I mean by this is that, you know, if you spin kick, Jack will still do the animation of pulling Daxter off his face. He'll still do that. Okay, this is a puzzle. Now, if you notice, some of those beetles that were turned on their back, 3 of them have a red body. You have to hit the ones with the red body, or else the other ones will hurt you rather than help you. And this is a little simple section, although I do kind of fuck up because you know, when it comes to platforming and all that, I do get kind of impatient. Like right there, I'm surprised I didn't get hit, thank God. And this is a nice little puzzle. Now this is as simple as it gets. However, you can't just skip to the switch. You do have to hit all the platforms that it highlights. Seriously, this is easy. You should not have any trouble with that. That is so easy. One issue that you might have, though, is the camera. You know, because sometimes there's going to be a platform activated or highlighted that's actually behind you. And, you know, that's really annoying. But, whatever. So we're in the next puzzle.
Weapons are for the weak.
And again, hit the beetles with the red bodies. This puzzle does test your peripheral vision, so if you have bad eyesight or bad peripheral vision, you may want to get some help on this mission. Just saying, unless you memorize where all the beetles with the red bodies will be at. you know, you may need some help with that. Now, you see what happened there is that, like before there, when I first played the game, I usually didn't have the camera pointing at where the highlighted platforms were at, like right there. That's very obscure, you know, my vision on that platform was very obscure. And, you know, that'll happen where a platform off screen will activate. So, you know, that's not really what I'd call fair. But apart from that, it's fairly simple and easy. And again, there I am being impatient. I don't know how I didn't get hit. Oh god, this puzzle. This puzzle is pretty much what this puzzle is kind of a matching puzzle. You hear a different beat, and you have to match that beat to another beat. So the two tombstones that play the same beat, you have to put them together, and then they'll disappear. So once all the tombstones disappear, the door will open. And clearly I have not memorized this. Although I do have a faint idea as to where these tombstones might be, like what beats they play. Not that hard. You're not gonna die. If you die doing this, you should administer a bullet to the head. And this is it. We're gonna fight a nice little boss fight. Not gonna say who. I don't really want to spoil it, but yeah, there is a boss fight.
Daxter, there you are. What happened to you?
I had a hairy experience. No thanks to you.
Welcome, young warrior. Many eons have passed since our hope burned so brightly. Today you have proven yourself worthy to receive Mars' legacy.
He's talking about me. Thanks, your holy statueness. This tomb wasn't so tough.
What you are about to receive contains grave power, and with it comes grave responsibility. Eons ago, the Precursors waged a terrible war with the Horrorquan, those dark creatures you refer to as Metalheads. Driven by their dark leader, the Metalhead legions destroyed our great civilization, and now they swarm the universe unopposed, looking for the last relics of our power. Ma tried to hide the Precursor Stone in this tomb to protect it from them. It is our last hope, and you were chosen to keep that hope alive.
I think you got me confused with someone else. I just want the stone.
It is time to fulfill your destiny. Behold.
Wow! Let's get the goods.
Fools! You brought me right to the stone. Your pitiful underground friends were no match for my guards above. Now I will gain the power I need to crush my enemies. And after claiming the stone, I'll begin with you.
Abomination. The Precursor Stone was not meant for you.
Here's a little present.
Yep. We're fighting Baron Praxis again. So what's different about this fight? Well, you can't just shoot the mech. There is something you have to do to damage it instead. So his first thing that he'll do is he'll summon a bunch of these little KG bots. You can't melee them. because they're electrified. So instead you have to shoot them. And that's why in this boss fight they provide you with scattergun ammo. That's what you need to damage these KG bots. If you use the blaster, you'll only kill one at a time. Not very ideal for enemies that are kind of swarming you. So you know. This is a very simple boss fight. I mean, there's nothing to it. Kill all the enemies and then hit them with the bombs. And there I am being very reckless. I'm always reckless. That's me. Now he'll do a kneel attack at this point. Really, all it is he's jumping and shooting at you like that. However, if you hide behind the pillars, his attack won't damage you. So, you know, just keep that in mind. And now we're in the third part of the fight, where Baron Praxis finally has the Precursor Stone. Not really fair, considering I had to do the toughest mission in existence to gain the location of the Precursor Stone just for that asshole to steal it. So here is a bit more tougher because he's not throwing all the bombs out at once. He's doing it in groups of 2 or in groups of 1. That, and he's also hiding in below, so you kind of have to guess where to throw the bomb. But it's not that tough. I mean, look at this. I beat him. Really, the only reason why I took damage was because I was reckless. See you guys later. This is Puerto Rican Boy. I'm out. Please subscribe.
Nice try, but the stone is still mine. Don't worry, I will use the stone to its full potential. Soon all who oppose me will be destroyed by its power.